Okay, guys. So, um, I'm just so disappointed today, and I felt like I needed to make this video to sort of explain how I'm feeling because I think a lot of you might be able to relate. So, this all started because today's a snow day, so I've been trying to catch up on some continuing ed credits for my personal training certification, and I've been doing this for a while, so I've been around the block a time or two. One of my specialties is working with gastric bypass candidates and people that are considered morbidly obese by the medical community. And so, as I was listening to this seminar, the guy that's giving the seminar, who's very well respected in the fitness community, very knowledgeable, very well known, renowned, and he makes this comment that, well, obese people just need to stop eating, and everybody knows that. And it just pisses me off. It makes me so mad that people are still talking like this. Metabolism is one of the least understood sciences out there. There are so many factors that go into this, and for people to put it out there and act like it's so easy, it's just so easy to make a change that changes your weight, it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And for some people, it's true. For some people, all that they have to do is eat a little less and exercise a little more. But that is not the general population. And I feel so sorry for the people that have been fed this lie for all this time, that it's their fault that these things are not working. I have all these clients that come to me and they've gone to their doctor and their doctor has said, you know what, let's make a big change in your life. You just need to cut down your calories. And they do, and they start exercising. And the weight doesn't fall off at the rate that the doctor thinks it should happen. So what does the doctor say? They don't say, oh, this method isn't working right now. Why don't we find another one? Instead, they say, you must not be logging your calories right. You must not be exercising the amount that you're saying. And they call these people liars, and they act like it is their fault when it is the system's fault. This is a problem across healthcare and across the fitness industry. And I'm telling you, every fitness model acts like they have it all together, and they will tell the same thing to every person listening. Oh, it's just the paleo diet. If you just do that, it'll be great. Oh, it's just a vegetarian diet. If you just do that, everything will be great. Guess what? We are all made as individuals. The same thing that works for me might not work for you. The same thing that works for some of my clients that have been overweight for a number of years. They're not going to have the same problems that somebody that's been exercising their whole life will have. It's not supposed to be that way. We're supposed to be a little bit different. And so what happens here is I just see that, these clients and these patients, they can't meet the impossible standard that's being set for them. And it sets them up to fail. It sets them up to feel like failures. It's so wrong, guys. It's so wrong. I'm not saying that I have every answer out there. What I am saying is that the things we're trying to do not work. Weight does not equal health. People that are lighter in weight do not necessarily go to the hospital less than somebody who is overweight. That's just not the case. So we can't say that we're measuring people by a health standard that's measured only in pounds. That's stupidity. If you were to take your car into the car dealer and they say to every person that's driving in, oh, you know what the problem is? The problem is that you need ball joints. To every single car that comes in. Well, what about the car that has no brakes? It's going to go careening off of a cliff. And yet we look at somebody's health and we act like we know exactly what their problem is. Well, your problem is the same as my problem. It is not. It is not an equation. We are not talking about 6 + 6 = 12, okay? If you look at first and second grade math, addition and subtraction, that is not what is happening inside of our body as we eat, as we digest food, and as we exercise. What is going on is that there are multiple chemical transactions that are taking place from the digestive system to the bloodstream, from the bloodstream to the muscles, from the muscles to the bones, to the liver, to every other organ that is keeping us going. So you can't look at it and say that it's math, because it's not. It is, if you've taken an advanced chemistry class, you know the difference. You know the difference between 6 plus 6 equals 12 and, fill in the blank for whatever chemical thing is taking place. And yet we look at it like the patient and the client is the problem. They aren't the problem. The people that are prescribing it are the problem, and I don't know, guys. Why is there no individual treatment plan? Why is it that we look at each person who is an individual who has a different experience and we act like they all have the same thing going on? It's not that simple. It's not. And I could tell you from my experience, what happens hormonally in clients when they're under a state of stress versus not stressed, when they're doing certain types of exercise versus another. Some people do very well with low carb. Some people do awful with low carb. Some people feel like crap when they do high intensity exercise. Some people love to do high intensity exercise. It's not about the exercise itself. It's not about the food itself. It's about what is good for that individual. Can we please make a change to this system? Because people feel like crap. And when they're working this hard to get no results, they've changed their life, they've made a difference, and yet they're not seeing any results from it. Can you understand how frustrating that is for somebody? They've spent 6 months trying to do something they thought was going to be the magic bullet that just made everything work all of a sudden, and instead they see nothing and they think that they're a failure. Guys, if this is you and you've dealt with this, you are not a failure. You are not a failure. It is the system that is a problem. And you need to work with somebody that can help you find the things that do work for you, So that's my rant. We need to stop doing people such a disservice. We need to allow them room to experiment for themselves. The simple things might work for everyone. Exercise a little bit more, try to control your portions a little bit. It's not just that though. When somebody needs to get to the next level, they're going to need help that doesn't involve somebody saying, "Oh, by the way, everything you've tried is wrong. Sorry, we can't go any further with you." It's not going to be a quick write-off. It's not going to be gastric bypass is the answer for everybody. It's not going to be that, a hip replacement isn't the answer for everybody. So why is it that, a massive abdominal surgery is? So anyway, that's my rant. Thank you for listening. And, if you guys have questions about any of this stuff further, hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. I love to talk about it, but please hang in there. If you are a doctor or a fitness professional that's been telling people that there's only one way to get to their finish line, maybe reconsider it a little bit. Maybe take a look at it from their perspective. Feel how frustrated you would be if you weren't seeing a change from the effort that you were putting out there, And if you're that person that's been suffering for so long, maybe in silence, feeling like, you were the only one that was dealing with this, you're not. I see it every single day. I see these people that come into my office that are crying, that feel like they've done so much and gotten so little out of it, And it doesn't have to be that complicated, guys. It doesn't. It can be so much more simple, and let's explore this together. Let's find a solution together. Please, let's work on it, Let's not pretend we have every answer if we don't. All right. Peace.